The two men accused of killing 5-year-old Kason Guyton were in court this morning. The high risk for wildfires has PG&E moving forward with another round of public safety power shutoffs. And the face of Facebook addresses lawmakers about his idea for global digital currency. This is 17 News at noon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maddie Jansen. This morning, the district attorney's office announced the conviction of a man who molested multiple victims, one as young as 3 years old. This is Kevin Cordray. The DA says he was found guilty of sexually assaulting victims who were ages 3, 4, and 11 years old at the time of the offenses. The assaults happened over a months-long period between 2013 and 2014 in central Bakersfield. Cordray was reportedly an acquaintance of the victim's mother. Cordray's sentencing is set for November 21st. He faces a sentence of 45 years to life in prison. Meantime, the men accused of killing a 5-year-old boy in 2017 were back in court today. A judge set the trial date for Jeremy King and Jonathan Knight for April 27th. Both are suspected in the shooting death of Kason Guyton in February 2017. The boy was riding home from the movies when someone opened fire on the car he was in. Police believe the target was the man driving, Guyton's mom's boyfriend, who is a suspected gang member. King and Knight are documented West Side Crip gang members. Both have pleaded not guilty. Their attorneys today indicated they had mountains of evidence to comb through, including multiple wiretaps. King and Knight are going to be tried together. PG&E says it will go forward with more public safety power shutoffs, with a few dozen impacting Kern County. Meantime, thousands of Southern California Edison customers in Kern are still under warning of a potential shutoff. Today, we're facing more fire danger amid hot, dry conditions and winds here in Kern County and across California. Local PG&E representative Katie Allen says the PSPS is expected to impact 33 customers in Bakersfield, 41 in Arvin, and 4 in Lebec. The shutoff's expected to begin at 1 tomorrow morning. Once the all-clear signal is given, inspections and restoration can begin. 13,268 SoCal Edison customers in Kern are under warning of a potential shutoff. However, the utility has not said it will go forward with one yet. Those areas include parts of Tehachapi, Golden Hills, Kernville, Weldon, Lebec, Walker Basin, Bear Valley Springs, Stallion Springs, Keene, and Sand Canyon. All right, so let's check out the forecast now with Kevin, see what we're looking at as far as the hot, dry conditions we were talking about. Kev?
Yeah, we are expecting the winds to pick up as we really head into Thursday. That's the real concern for the winds. Today, just a light breeze expected. 76 out there right now. We have a west-northwest wind at 5 under the clear skies, and you can see very little wind activity right now. We just have some light winds out of the Tehachapi area. Here's a look at the hour-by-hour forecast for us today. We will be into the 80s and then slipping back into the 60s throughout the evening hours. For the Tehachapi area, 75 degrees right now, a southeast wind at 16. So there is a little bit of a breeze, but they'll be a little bit stronger as we head into tomorrow. And you can see the hour-by-hour forecast, upper 70s and then slipping back into the 50s. We've got some red flag warnings to talk about as well. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Making news around the nation, President Trump today ordered the lifting of economic sanctions against Turkey. Speaking from the White House, President Trump said Turkey now plans to make permanent a 5-day ceasefire in Syria.
Turkey, Syria, and all forms of the Kurds have been fighting for centuries. We have done them a great service, and we've done a great job for all of them. And now we're getting out. Long time. Now Turkey, Syria, and others in the region must work to ensure that ISIS does not regain any territory. It's their neighborhood. They have to maintain it. They have to take care of it.
Mr. Trump also warned that if Turkey breaches the ceasefire, sanctions will be reinstated. The president said all American troops will be leaving Syria, but some will remain to safeguard oil fields in Syria. And he said he was reassured by the commander of the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces that ISIS will remain under lock and key in the region. Meantime, NBC's Richard Engel reports from Syria.
These images won't soon be forgotten in the Middle East or anywhere. Russian troops mobilizing in northern Syria, where American troops had patrolled just 2 weeks ago. Those American forces ordered out by President Trump, abandoning their allies, the Kurds.
If we leave the Kurds behind in their mind, in the eyes of the world, good luck having anybody help us in the future to fight ISIS.
I hope the administration is trying to mitigate the damage done by the decision to withdraw from eastern Syria all the U.S. Troops.
But the damage has been done when President Trump effectively allowed Turkey to invade Syria and ordered American troops to leave with no clear plan for where they'd go. The White House issuing conflicting comments if some might stay. It all created chaos. So Vladimir Putin stepped in, meeting with Turkey's president in Sochi to carve up Syria between them. President Trump seems to think this is all going well. Tweeting overnight, good news seems to be happening with respect to Turkey, Syria, and the Middle East. Further reports to come later. Tell that to the Kurds, burying their dead in the hundreds. Their homeland, until now protected by the United States, lost. And it is the Kurds of Syria who are the biggest losers in all of this. They will be paying for their alliance with the Americans for generations to come. Richard Engel, NBC News, Northern Syria.
The acting Deputy Secretary of Defense for Russia, Ukraine, and Eurasia appeared on Capitol Hill this morning. Laura Cooper is set to testify before the U.S. House of Representative panels leading the impeachment inquiry. Part of Cooper's job is overseeing policy on Ukraine and Russia. Lawmakers want to know about her knowledge of the president's alleged efforts to withhold millions of dollars of aid until the president of Ukraine committed to investigating Joe Biden. The Pentagon has not blocked her from testifying. An El Dorado County deputy was killed this morning responding to an active shooter situation. In a statement, the sheriff's department there confirmed the death of Deputy Brian Ishmael. The department said a ride-along participant was with the deputy at the time of the shooting and was also wounded. The condition of the ride-along participant has not been confirmed. Dozens of police officers responded to the area following the incident. 2 men have been taken into custody in connection to the shooting. First Lady Melania Trump was on Capitol Hill today to mark the one-year anniversary of President Trump's signing of the Support for Patients and Communities Act. The First Lady attended a meeting to talk about the success of the act, which is aimed at addressing the nation's opioid overdose epidemic. Mrs. Trump says the legislation has, among other things, helped reduce opioid use during pregnancy and recognize early childhood issues related to substance abuse. The bill also establishes better ways to dispose of unused drugs, which the First Lady says is key to reducing the amount of opioids in local communities. 6 senators from 4 states also attended the meeting and thanked the First Lady for her participation and interest in the opioid issue. Still ahead, if you're concerned about breast cancer, you probably already know the common warning signs. But what about some sneaky signs you may want to look out for, which coming up could be a reason to call your doctor? Plus, another warning about breast implants regarding the warning itself. We're back to explain in your 17 Health Watch. We're back now in your 17 Health Watch. Federal health officials want breast implants to have stronger warnings. The FDA released draft guidance today saying they want manufacturers to add the strongest form of warning, a boxed warning, to their devices. It would list all possible complications, including rare cancers, and that the risk for developing complications increases the longer a woman has the implants. The agency also wants patients to review a decision checklist with their doctors, which would outline the potential risks. The FDA will take public comment on the guidelines before finalizing them. If the first tobacco product you ever try is flavored, then you're more likely to continue to use it. That's according to a new study from the University of Vermont out today. Researchers studied data from nearly 12,000 youths and over 26,000 adults. They found those who first used a tobacco product and it was a flavor of mint or methanol flavored cigarette were more likely to use it again the following year. That's compared to those who first tried a non-flavored cigarette. The scientists found similar findings when it comes to the use of flavored e-cigarettes, cigars, hookah, and smokeless tobacco products. Experts say there are some sneaky breast cancer symptoms you may want to look out for. These are symptoms you might just brush off and really not think twice about, but they could be a reason to call your doctor. Sophia Ojeda reports.
So more subtle things. So for example, if the breast has dimpling or puckering on the skin, that's a red flag.
If you see any redness on the skin that cannot be explained, Dr. Polly Niravath from Houston Methodist Cancer Center says that means come in right away.
If the nipple is actually pointed in one direction or the other and looking asymmetrical from the opposite side, that's also a cause for concern. If the nipple suddenly becomes inverted or drawn in, that's also a reason to come in. That could be an early sign of cancer. And then also if there's any discharge from the nipple, like if you're getting, for example, a bloody discharge.
Other possible signs: if one breast suddenly looks smaller than the other or sits a bit higher, wounds on the breast, or orange peel type skin on the breast. Something else to watch out for: rapid weight loss. If you're not exercising or you haven't changed your diet, even back or bone pain that you've had for a few months.
There are some types of breast cancer that are extremely aggressive, where they may be rather small masses in the breast, but they spread to other parts of the body fairly quickly. So sometimes it can spread before a woman's had a chance to realize that she has a lump or any type of change in the breast.
Another symptom Dr. Niravath says to be aware of: a persistent cough.
If there is a cough that's been bothering you for a very long time and you don't have allergies or asthma or reflux or anything to explain it, and it's been there for, I would say, more than a couple of months, that's a reason to come in and get it checked out.
All of these symptoms don't necessarily mean cancer, but it's better to see your doctor and get checked out just to make sure. Also, the guidelines may have changed for mammogram screening, but Dr. Niravath says that women should start at age 40 earlier if you have a history in your family, and should be screened once a year, every single year. You might as well go get screened and know, because that knowledge is just so powerful. All right, let's take a look outside now at your forecast. Looking a little hazy out there. What are the temperatures like this afternoon, Kev?
Well, we're in the 70s right now. We do have a little haze because air quality is still in the moderate range for us as we go throughout the afternoon. But still a nice start if you are going to be heading outside anytime soon, and the mid-70s. Take a look at other temperatures, and basically running into the mid-70s in all locations of the valley here, except Darwin. You're at 79. Into the mountains also a pretty nice afternoon to start. 71 in Frazier Park, 81 out of Lake Isabella, 76 for Wasco right now. Arvin, you're clear, 79, and then up in Golden Hills area, lower 70s. Look at that beautiful blue sky up that way. Skies remain clear for all of the state, even along the coastal areas. A very nice day with lots of sunshine. Take a look at the daytime highs today. 89 in Sacramento, 84 in Fresno, and we're looking at another day in the 90s for Los Angeles, but that is a little cooler than yesterday when they were in the upper 90s by late afternoon. High pressure is going to continue to build on in here the next 24 hours, and as it does so, we will start to see a shift in the winds. They're going to become more offshore. Whenever we see an offshore wind, we see relative humidity is lower, and we're also going to be looking at a wind. So that's going to be our main concern as we head into tomorrow. Take a look at the fire danger forecast. You can see it increases by tomorrow morning, and it increases even more so as we head into the afternoon as those winds really start to pick up. We do have the red flag warning in place through 10 p.m. on Friday, and that's because of the fire danger that I was just talking about around the area. So let's spell it all out for you. The blowing dust could be a possibility in the valley for tomorrow. We are looking at winds now out of the southeast between 15 and 25, gusting to 45. I think these higher gusts that we're talking about will be on the west side of town. Do I think we're going to see some blowing dust? Yes. And so that's something we'll have to be ready for. The fire danger risk we talked about, and the winds should calm down by late Friday, and skies remain clear. I see no rain in our immediate forecast. Air quality today will be moderate with an AQI at 84, and the daytime highs today right near 84 in Bakersfield, 83 in Maricopa. We'll look at 84 in Delano and Porterville. For the mountains in the Kern River Valley, we'll look for a northeast wind right around 10 to 15 throughout the afternoon today. 70s into Frazier Park and Tehachapi, 84 out of Lake Isabella with Kernville at 83. And then for the desert, sunny skies, a northeast wind 10 to 15, and 83 in Mojave. Here's your extended forecast, and tomorrow 87 and a little bit of a breeze, and then you can see sunny skies continue. The only real change we'll see is 70s returning by next Monday and Tuesday. For the mountains, windy to breezy through Friday. We get a break in the winds on Saturday. It picks back up on Sunday. Temperatures by Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we'll be back into those 60s. Overnight, still in the 40s and 50s. And then for the Kern River Valley, we're looking at the 80s through Saturday. And then those 70s return by the end of the weekend into early next week. So the real headline here is coming into play tomorrow as those winds will pick up in all areas of Kern County. Even on the valley floor, we could see some gusty winds, especially out on the west side of town. And whenever we see that dust drifts right, west to east.
That's not fun. The dust, and then, of course, the public safety power shutoffs.
Right.
So we're still watching for those. We know there's going to be a few here in the Bakersfield area, Arvin area, but then we're still watching to see if they happen in our mountains. And
I don't have power at my house in Laurel, in the Laurel Glen Southwest area, but that is not related. So if people have friends in that area, it's not related, something different.
All right. Thanks, Kev. Facebook's CEO appears before Congress once again, but just ahead, it's not about any security issues with the site, rather Mark Zuckerberg's vision for a global currency. Your 17 Business Watch is after the break.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
All right, rack checking stocks, and they are mixed this afternoon. The Dow is down about 34 points. The NASDAQ down 7. The S&P 500 up just a fraction. Let's check out oil prices while we're at it. West Texas Intermediate selling for $55.78 a barrel, and Midway Sunset $59.72 a barrel. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg is on Capitol Hill explaining to the House Financial Services Committee his idea for a global digital currency called Libra. In his opening statement, Zuckerberg stressed the need for big new ideas. He said the idea behind Libra is that sending money should be as easy and secure as sending a message. Libra will be a global payment system fully backed by a reserve of cash and highly liquid assets. The Facebook founder also said he would address concerns about financial stability and oversight. Zuckerberg recognized that Facebook may not be the ideal messenger because of past security issues and controversy over disinformation and election influence. But he says America must continue to lead the world in innovation.
I actually don't know if Libra is going to work. But I believe that it's important to try new things, and as long as you're doing so responsibly. That's what has made America successful, and it's why our tech industry has led the world.
Zuckerberg said China is moving quickly to launch a similar idea in the coming months, but that Libra could help extend America's financial leadership around the world. The video streaming wars and the smartphone wars have merged. Verizon customers with unlimited data plans will get a year of Disney Plus for free. That's Disney's new streaming service. In addition to being able to stream the content on phones, Verizon FiOS and 5G home internet customers will also qualify for a year of Disney Plus. The new streaming service becomes the home for Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic content when it launches next month. The world of personal expense tracking has come a long way in recent years thanks to technology, and especially apps. PC Mike Wendland has 3 of the best that can help you manage your money wisely.
Mint is an app that brings together your bank accounts, credit cards, bills, and investments in one place. See what you're spending and where you can save money, easily tracking balances and transactions with just a single swipe. There's also free credit score monitoring. The app is free for iOS and Android. Truebill is an automated financial assistant and budget tracker designed to track bills, cancel unwanted subscriptions, and even proactively request refunds on your behalf. Features include automatic bill tracking to monitor new charges and those sneaky price increases, showing you where you might be overpaying. The app is free for iOS and Android. And every dollar creates daily and monthly budgets in minutes, making adjustments as needed and keeping accounts secure by signing in with Touch ID. It works in real time and lets you set reminders and more to keep track of transactions and spending, free for iOS and Android.
Well, would you like more information about all of this? Not a problem, because I have built in direct links right here, PCMike.com. That's my tech blog. Direct links to everything you just saw. Till next time, I'm PC Mike Wendland for NBC News.
After 3 years of digging, it's an extremely rare find. Find out what crews finally uncovered underneath Jerusalem and how many centuries the discovery dates back. Welcome back. Welcome back in sports now. It was game 1 of the World Series last night. The Washington Nationals are fighting for their very first World Championship, while the Astros could have their second in 3 years. It was a highly anticipated matchup between the two aces among aces, Garrett Cole versus Max Scherzer. Many thought the game would be decided on the mound. Well, it was, in a way. The Nats came to play early, and in the end, it was the Nationals' bats, specifically that of Juan Soto, that led to a Washington victory Tuesday night at Minute Maid Park. The final score 5-4. Game 2's tonight in Houston. World news now. A Byzantine-era church built in honor of an unnamed martyr has been unearthed near Jerusalem. The 3-year dig uncovered floors decorated with vast mosaics depicting birds, fruits, and plants, colorful frescoes, and a curious Greek inscription that has baffled researchers. The Israel Antiquities Authority dates the shrine, located about 10 miles west of Jerusalem, to the 6th century. An underground crypt found below the main part of the church is believed to have housed the martyr's remains. When we come back here on 17 News at Noon, it's the Beatles in Bones. Back with the skinny behind one very original take on the Fab Four's Abbey Road album cover.
Finally at noon, a New York family was ready to stop doing their annual massive Halloween display until they received a sweet note from a neighborhood child.
Yeah, so this year, in addition to the regular goblins and ghouls, Jeff Pitkin was inspired to pay tribute to the Beatles' Abbey Road. As you can see, the skeletons look like John, Paul, George, and Ringo as they appeared in the iconic album cover. Even the wigs and facial hair spot on. Ellen Lombardi began this massive menagerie of the macabre years ago for her kids, and since the displays are so popular, the Pitkins are using the popularity to benefit St. Jude's Children's Medical Research Center. So putting it to a good cause, too.
That's
Pretty
quite
cool.
the display, yeah.
Yeah, you go all out for Christmas usually, right? But not so much Halloween?
Well, I do a little bit. I'm having a little bit of a Halloween party this weekend for some friends, and don't expect a decoration display like that.
No, not quite.
I've got some decorations, but that's really well done.
Yeah, you guys are pretty good at it, though.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for joining us here for 17 News at noon. We'll see you back tonight at 5 and 6.
17 News, your local news leader, continues 24 hours a day on KGET.com and our 17 News app. In the spirit of the Golden Empire, 17 News.